I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address.
We're not just building muscle, we're building men. In the quiet hours, in the unfiltered moments, in the conversations that happen before the world wakes up. This is the Glue-OOM, where brotherhood forms in the dark so we can lead in the light, where vulnerability is strength and leadership is handed from man to man, one story at a time. Our mission is to empower, exhort, and inspire men to achieve their best selves through stories of reinvigorated male community leadership. We bring you weekly interviews with F3 Omaha PACs, ordinary men doing extraordinary things in fitness, fellowship, faith, and leadership, because we believe that every man has a story, and reinvigoration starts when that story is shared. This is the Glue in the Gloom. Shout out to our sponsors, Exclusively Eye Care, Major Team Mortgage, Liberty Core Real Estate, Avior Wealth Management, and Omaha Laser Dentistry. We appreciate their support. Now let's get back to the Gloom. And we're back. For the 200th time, we're back.
200 is a big number.
Yeah, a big milestone. Can you believe it, Pony? We've been doing this now since 2021. 4 years, 200 episodes. Did we ever think we'd get here? I don't know.
No, after the first, I thought that we'd be a one and done type of show. So definitely happy we made it to 200. I think it's really just a testament to guys who got a story to tell, and there's guys that want to listen. Super proud of that. And I don't know if you remember what we were thinking when we kind of rolled this out. I think we noticed, hey, there's this need to get guys re-engaged, right? We had former site queues, and that's just kind of the natural progression. It seems like at times where, guys are accelerating, they lead a site, they step down, pass away, and for whatever reason, there's that dip, right? That we've talked about a million times. And so how do we combat the dip? And this was what we had in mind. And I'm curious, what you think about how we've done that. And obviously we've grown and it's changed over time, but how do you think we're stacking up compared to what we initially envisioned here?
The impact has been at least way bigger than I ever thought it would be. I think initially it was maybe self-serving, right? Like I love to talk, right? So that, and I got a lot of ideas, and then over time just realized like, wow, this isn't about me at all. I also think we've those first few episodes were on Zoom, and pretty rough from like an audio quality perspective, and thankful for all the guys that gave us feedback. And I would like to think we've got really a rhythm down. When we first started, we didn't really even know like how are we going to get guests on the show, and how would we pick guys. And I think because F3 Omaha has continued to grow, it's now really easy and really intuitive, right? It's just we interview former site queues, and because we have so many sites, that gives us more than 52 episodes a year. And so we just keep rolling. I think, the other piece I would say that maybe we haven't necessarily been overly public about in our communication, but we have added some sponsors over the years, and that was very intentional, just not only to cover some of our administrative costs, but also to enable us to do different things. And so I want to just share with guys that maybe have been continuing to listen, and our sponsors are aware of this, but in the last 2 years since we've added sponsors, we've been able to purchase and circulate over 175 free to lead books, which is huge, right? I think a lot of what we do in F3 is that's the foundation, right? So, and then I would say the other piece that I would love to just share with guys is we have sort of formalized what we believe to be our mission, which is really to empower, exhort, and inspire men to achieve their best selves through stories of reinvigorated male community leadership. So tying what we do into sort of the mission of F3, with our credo really just being that every man has a story. I think some of my favorite episodes are guys that when we reached out, they're like, I don't have a whole lot to say, you know,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
we get them on the cast, and inevitably it's like mind blowing, like really great story that they're able to share. But
Yeah, and I just want to thank everyone that's taken the time to really support the channel. You know, to Plague's point, it was rough going early on, and we worked through some things. You know, Cataracts gave us a lot of feedback about our audio
yeah,
quality and how to improve and how to do things, and you know, just very grateful, and I guess humbled for the opportunity to tell these stories, and that guys are willing to take an hour or 2 hours out of their day to come and just talk to us.
yeah,
You know, for something, yeah, I think it was a little self-serving at first. Hey, let's do this podcast, and we'll be cool podcast guys.
yeah, yeah,
But then just to really be able to sit back and listen, and I mean, I don't know. At this point, we've interviewed so many guys that, and because we're so large as a region now, that I meet guys on the Gloom before I meet them out in the Gloom, if that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
And what an opportunity. So I'm just extremely grateful for the opportunity to be here. I'm extremely excited to see what the next 100 episodes look like, and uh, the stories that we have in the future here.
Yeah, man. I think, the other interesting thing, right, is it's Father's Day.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
as we think about, reinvigorated male community leadership, not every guy's a father, right, or gets to be a father. Um, but I do think that some of what we're doing as men, trying to build each other up, lift each other up, really has to do with that family unit. And I think, you know, as as we listen to the episode that we're launching today, no doubt you'll hear another story of a man that's was reinvigorated and able to give back to his family. I think the other piece of this I just heard this morning was at a workout, and a newer guy was like, I love listening to the show because then I get to know some of these guys, and then I get to ask them follow-up questions, right? Like I
yeah.
just listened to Stripe's episode, and I was able to be like, hey, you made this comment and tell me more about that. And so it's really allowing our newer packs to like get to know some of the guys that have maybe been around for a
Mhm.
while. So I hope it's serving the purpose. I would also be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to our existing sponsors. So obviously, have really loved partnering with some of these guys that are F3 packs, but also business owners. So we've got Chiclets and the Omaha Laser Dentistry. We've got Cataracts and exclusively Eye Care. Cataracts is also our resident sort of podcast guru. Everything I know about podcasting, I've learned from that guy. We also have Jean-Claude and Avior Wealth Management. We've got Sasquatch and the Major Team Mortgage, and then Armando also coming through with not only Liberty Core, but also his facility, the Nomad, which
Right.
is where our official studio is at.
Which we haven't talked about, and just another big highlight for the organization, for this podcast. Just super grateful for that as well, just to have a space, and we're looking forward to sharing that with guys in the future.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Also want to give a shout out, Pea Soup, Apex Men's Health Clinic, been a sponsor for over a year now. He's doing some other things with his business, so not moving forward there, but would also just let our listeners know we've really tried to be intentional. Really, our goal is that we don't have any more than 60 seconds of ad time per episode. Nobody likes listening to a podcast with a bunch of ads. And so, trying to be intentional there. I would say if you own a business and our mission aligns with yours, reach out. We could definitely work something out there. I think the other thing I would say is we're working on some other ways that we can give money back. We intentionally formed our business as an LLC and not a nonprofit so that we can be a little more flexible with what we do with the money. Just so you know, I'm not looking to quit my day job and like,
Same.
this isn't, we're not getting sponsorship dollars to fund our family vacations, but we are looking to be able to support some guys going to the F3 Omaha Impact Retreat, and looking for some other ways that we can give back as the need presents itself. So, and then one other thing I would add that's kind of been an interesting opportunity just over the years is as guys get interested in doing their own podcast. Have definitely had guys reach out and say, what do you use? How do you do it? What from a software to a hardware perspective, and love to be able to help guys in that space too. So if that's you're thinking about starting your own podcast, let us know. There's some lessons we've learned along the way.
Sure.
I would definitely say don't use Zoom, but
it's very much like F3. You can just go out and do it, and we're gonna help support it,
yep,
right?
yep.
So
yeah, man. Well, I don't know. What are you looking forward to the next 200 episodes?
oh man, I think the thing I'm most looking forward to is seeing how we can use these sponsorship dollars to, help guys in the Impact Retreat, or I don't know if it's the Chris Gradeville Foundation or some other initiative. And the one thing I want to say about that piece is we're open to ideas. So if there's something that you guys are passionate about, we want to help progress what's important to the PAX members here. So
Yeah.
please, as you have things that come up within the community or that are personal to you, bring them to our attention because we are looking for ways to serve. And so I think that's what I'm looking forward to is figuring out how we can serve the PAX and continue to serve the PAX through these stories. So
Yeah.
what about you?
Yeah, I think a question that I get asked occasionally is, hey, rotating leadership, are you ever going to hand off the Glue-OOM? And my answer is absolutely not. We don't have we have some of the same core principles, but man, this is our baby. I will say sometimes work gets stressful, and when I get to do one of these interviews, maybe over the lunch hour or something, it just really is an energy boost. There's nothing like hearing somebody get vulnerable and talk about how they're leading in their life to just sort of like recharge you for the day. And I think I just love it. It's probably my favorite thing that I get to do. And so not anytime in the near future will I be handing this off. I don't know. I'm also, as we get bigger, we have been interviewing, it's inevitable that we interview guys that we don't know very well.
Yeah,
And
right.
I really enjoy that. I really feel like it's a chance for us to get to know guys across the area. And so I'm excited for the stories to come. As much as stories are similar, they're also very unique, and we have a lot to learn from every guy. So I learn, I learn more from these podcasts and interviews than some of the leadership books that I've read over the years. So I'm just looking forward to that.
Let me re-answer your question. I'm going to change my answer. You said, what do I look forward to for the next 200? I'm not looking forward to the next 200. I'm looking forward to the next one.
The next one. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Well, yeah. Well, thanks. Just all the listeners, viewers, whatever you find us on. I would just sort of remind guys we are out there on YouTube as well. We're trying to put more shorts out there. Just if you can't catch the full episode, or just to really call out some of the highlights. And then would just encourage guys continue to just lean in, continue to post, right? And then I think the one thing I'll say that makes this all just work so well is just the culture of vulnerability that lives within F3. Guys tell us stuff on these interviews that I don't know they've shared many other places, and they're learning that skill of vulnerability from the other packs in the Glue-OOM. They're learning that it's okay to share some of that stuff. So, yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, we just want to take a second to, take it all in and
200,
share what
baby.
Yeah, 200. So here's to the next one.
Heck yeah. Love you, brother.
I love you, man.
Brandon Flehardy, 39, The Plague.
The Plague. John Whitworth, 33, Pony Express.
Pony, hey. Love you, man.
All right,
Have a great
brother.
day.
Love you, man. Yep. Bye.